So, good afternoon, students. So, in previous topics, we derive the one equation, the mass flow rate through the nozzle. So, what is the equation? The MS mass flow rate through the nozzle. AC2 cross-sectional area into under root twice n upon n minus 1 into P1 V1 into inner under root brackets P2 upon P1 to the power 2 upon n minus P2 upon P1 to the power n plus 1 upon n. Okay. So, we have to calculate the another derivation. So, write down the title, condition for maximum discharge. Condition for maximum discharge. Condition for maximum discharge. Okay, which is a very IMP derivations regarding the university point of view. Okay, so what is the condition is required for the maximum discharge of a steam through the nozzles? Okay, so see here, we know this is the convergent divergent nozzle, this is the inlet section, this is the throat section, and this is the divergent sections. Okay, so let at inlet condition the pressure is P1, and then for throat section the pressure is P2. Yes or no? Yes. So see here, guys. So what is the condition? Means what is the maximum condition is required through the nozzle? That time we have to getting the maximum mass flow rate of a steam through the nozzles. So where is the maximum mass flow rate we will be get? Where is getting? The maximum mass flow rate is getting at a throat sections. Why at throat section? What is the reason? The reason is behind that the area of the throat is very less as compared to the divergent as well as convergent section. So that's why the value of the mass flow rate is maximum at a throat sections. Okay, so let's see here how. So this is our equation, this one. So before solving these derivations, we know the one definition. The definition is critical pressure ratio. Critical pressure ratio. So what is this critical pressure ratio? Very easy definition. It is a ratio of, for which ratio? Pressure ratio. It is a pressure ratio of throat pressure to the inlet pressure. Critical pressure ratio is defined as it is a ratio of throat pressure show by the letter P2 upon inlet pressure P1, that is called as the critical pressure ratio of a nozzle. Critical pressure ratio is equal to P2 upon P1s. Okay, very easy definitions. Okay, once again I repeat this definition. Critical pressure ratio is defined as it is a ratio of throat pressure upon inlet pressure of a steam is called as the critical pressure ratio. What is the mathematics? P2 upon P1. So to calculate the condition for maximum discharge, what is we do? We differentiate this mass flow rate equation with respect to critical pressure ratio. Okay, see once again we have to differentiate this equation what we obtain in mass flow rate. So what is differentiate mass flow rate mass flow rate with a ratio with respective a ratio of P2 upon P1 and equating 0 for a maximum discharge conditions. Yes or no? Yes. Means we have to differentiate this equation with respect to what is P2 by P1 and what is we equating to 0. So see here, what is I am write down? So d by this differentiation, d by P2 upon P1. What is we differentiate? We differentiate the mass flow rate. Ms is equal to 0. This is equation number 1. Right? So you should know this very well to obtain the which condition? Condition for a maximum discharge. Differentiate the mass flow rate with respect to critical pressure ratio. And what is critical pressure ratio? It is a ratio of throat pressure upon inlet pressure, that is called as the critical pressure ratio. Okay. So see here, after differentiate means we put this value here. So d upon d, P2 upon P1, this Ms is replaced by this cross sectional area AC2 under root twice n upon n minus 1 into P1 upon V1 into a bracket P2 upon P1 to the power twice n minus P2 upon P1 to the power n plus 1 upon n. Okay, this one, and what is equal to 0. These equations you see here. So if you observe this equation, suppose I call this equation number 2. This is the equation number 2 will be here. So in equation 2, tell me the students, what is constant? Which are the term is constants? Yes, correct. N is constant. Then what is cross sectional area is constant, correct? Okay. So these are the term is constant except the pressure ratio P2 by P1. Okay. So remaining terms are constant except the ratio P2 upon P1. So I write down here the constant is N and AC2, but it is not a constant. It is not constant. What is not constant? P2 upon P1. This is not a constant term will be here. Okay. So what is the change in equation number 2? So see here this equation number 2. So what is the change? So change will be there. So d upon d P2 by P1, P2 by P1. This constant term, if you multiply by with the 0, it becomes 0. Then remove the under root. You should understand here. Remove the under root also. If you remove the under root, what is the value of the under root? The value of the under root is 1 by 2. Correct. Okay. So what is remaining here? I write down once again AC2, then bracket twice n upon n minus 1 into P1 V1 into bracket P2 upon P1 to the power big bracket to the power 2 upon n minus the small bracket P2 upon P1 to the power n plus 1 upon n big bracket is equal to 0. And what is the value? The value is 1 by 2. Under root value is 1 by 2. Okay. So see These are the term constant. What is remaining here? Remaining is d by differentiate P2 upon P1 into only this term will be here. This term is going into the multiplication of 0, and 0 multiplied by this term becomes a 0, means 0 divided by this term. 0 divided by this term is 0. 1 by 0 is infinity, but not 1 by 0 there. This complete term is divided by with 0. So this is the 0. So what is remaining in here? The remaining is small bracket P2 upon P1 to the power twice 2 upon n minus P2 upon P1 to the power n plus 1 upon n complete power 1 by 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so see here. So after that we have to differentiate this. So after differentiation, what is? Very simple. We know that d upon dx x to the power n. What is the answer? Nx x to the power n minus 1. So similar is here. So if you differentiate this, what is? 1 by 2. Correct. Very good boys. 1 by 2. Then what is here remaining? P2 upon P1 bracket to the power 2 upon n minus, very good, P2 upon P1 to the power n plus 1 upon n to the power, what is? Correct, minus 1 by 2. This is the composite function. So once again we have to differentiate d by P2 upon P1 into this one, boys. So small bracket P2 upon P1 to the power 2 by n minus P2 upon P1 to the power n plus 1 upon n bracket complete equal to 0. Right? Yes, correct. Then what is here? After do this, we are to getting this value. Then once again, what will we do there? This bracket, this term, okay, this you see. This also is divided with 0. 0 by this term. So 0 by this term, what is the answer? Once again 0. So what is the, finally we get which equation? We get this equation, this one. This term is also 0. So we getting this, and we have to differentiate this equation. After differentiate, what is we get? 2 upon n P2 upon P1. Differentiation, what is the answer? Correct. What is? 2 upon n. After differentiation, what is? 2. Correct. 2 upon n minus 1 is equal to this n plus 1 upon n, this bracket, this is also in bracket complete, minus P2 upon P1 to the power n plus 1 upon n minus 1 is equal to 0. Right? Then after that, very easy this equation. Then we have to shift it this equation there. It becomes minus become plus. So what is? 2 upon n P2 upon P1 we have to solve here. So 2 minus n upon n is equal to what is? N plus 1 upon n into here is what is? P2 upon P1. What is remaining? Guys, 1 by n. Then once again which term is cancelled? This n is cancelled. Yes or no? Yes. So what is remaining here? Tell me. P2 upon P1. What is remaining? Correct? Yes, solve this. What is remaining finally? Yes, correct. So what is remaining here? See, very easy. So what is? P2 upon P1 to the power 2 upon n into n. You see here, I divided by this term with this. So after dividing, what is here? P2 upon P1 to the power 1 upon n. Here, what is remaining? This term divided with this n plus 1 upon 2. Then when this term going into the numerator from denominator, it becomes what is? Minus. Very good. So see here, where is done? I have done here. You see here. So what is the, here is also. So what is P2 upon P1 to the power twice this. Okay. Then this P2 upon P1 to the power this minus. Very good. Minus is equal to n plus 1 upon 2. So here is once again what is? The base are same. The base are same. What is? Power is added. So base are same. The power is added. So what is the remaining? So P2 upon P1. What is? Tell me guys. 2. Yes. This one. Twice minus n plus this one. So what is? 1. 1 minus n upon n is equal to n plus 1 upon 2. Yes or no? Yes. So finally, if you write down the P2 upon P1, what is the change will be there? What is the change? Correct. P2 upon P1 is equal to n plus 2 upon 2. What is? You shifted this term there. After shifting, what is here? Tell me. After shifting, yes, correct. P2 upon P1, n plus upon 2. If you shifted here, what is? Minus 1 upon 1 minus n upon n. Then you replace this, it become plus. So see here, very easy mathematics, simple mathematics. Shifted here, so minus 1 minus n upon n. So finally, what is I do here? P2 upon P1 is equal to this 2 upon n plus 1. So n plus 2, 2. So this minus once again become plus. So what is 1 minus n upon n? This is the final condition. P2 upon P1 is equal to twice. Okay. This one, you replace this one. So minus become plus. So we getting the n upon, what is? This one multiply always this one. P2 upon P1 is equal to twice n plus 1 to the power n upon n minus 1. We are to getting this. So do you understand everyone? Any doubts? You tell me. See the equations. See, whatever the doubt you tell me. Okay, once again I repeat, you see here 2 upon n, P2 upon P1 to the power 2 minus n upon n is equal to n plus 1 upon n into P2 upon P1 to the power 1 by n. This n yes cancel. What is remaining? P2 upon P1 2 minus n upon n is equal to what is? N plus 2. This 2 is here, n plus 2. Okay, and this ratio is here, P2 upon P1 to the power 1 by n. So after this also we can directly write down here, no doubt. After directly we can also write down the P2 upon P1 is equal to what is remaining? P2 upon P1 2 upon n plus 1 to the power n upon n minus 1. So this is critical pressure ratio condition for a maximum discharge. Yes or no? Yes. So clear boys? Okay. So once again I explain the one another simple method to you for understanding this one also. You see here another one more simple method. So what is the another one more simple method, boys? This one. After you understanding this one, this n get cancelled. What is we solve once again? 2 upon this n plus 1, right? This P2 upon P1 to the power 1 by n, correct? Then you divided this term with here. So dividation P2 upon P1 to the power twice minus n, correct? Then you shifted this denominator into numerator. So if you shifted this denominator in numerator, it becomes minus, correct? So what is 2 upon n plus 1 is equal to, what is remaining? P2 upon P1 to the power 1 upon n into C P2 upon P1 numerator. Denominator shifted in numerator, the plus becomes minus, correct? So minus 2 minus n upon n. Do you understand this one? Yes. Then once again the base are same, you added the powers. So here I can solve here, see 2 upon n plus 1 is equal to P2 upon P1, power are base are same, power is added. So what is 1 minus 2 plus n upon n. So what is remaining? 2 upon n plus 1 is equal to, what is P2 upon P1 to the power, what is correct, n minus 1 upon n. Then you should place. So P2 upon P1 is equal to 2 upon n plus 1 to the power n upon n minus 1, right? So same, this is this one. This is the critical pressure ratio condition for a maximum discharge, and this is the very IMP equation regarding the exam point of view. Okay, so thank you very much. I stop here. Okay, you write down.